what's a typical week for you with this laundromat?
Typical week is I'll go up there about 5 days a week. One of the nice things about quitting the pilot job was now I've got weekends. Now I've got evenings at home. And so I can put in, a typical 40-hour week if I want, or I can work longer. And it's still fixing things. It's still, repairing swamp coolers or adding a new sink or, you know, putting in a new toilet or there's a lot of work to be done for sure, especially when you're trying to do it yourself. And so that's where I go. I do like the kind of the dailies. I could get away with probably spending 5 hours a week there. I just do the collections and checking with the employees, do the payroll, and they handle it. I even have employees that do collections for me, which is against what a lot of people would say is advisable. But I trust them, and definitely had to make some changes in the staff at times, which is not fun, but I've always tried to make sure I make better hiring decisions. I think it was the Facebook said one of the most important things of growing a business is hire quick and fire faster.
Mhm.
And I don't understand that concept because I don't like firing people,
Right.
but sometimes you have to, and I gave a lot of guys a lot of leeway until they would kind of hang themselves with their own rope. Because in that business, it was like I felt so bad for them. I was like, man, this is a tough job. They're working late nights. This is a dangerous neighborhood. They got to close on their own. At least the guy shows up every day. He's friendly. The customers love him. That type of thing. But then at a certain point, and then I've noticed that every time I made that decision, I got a little bit more empowered, and it came out to be like a little bit better aura and a little bit better energy at the laundromat, and things just work out better that way. So
Totally. And I've for sure seen that too. I mean, it's hard letting people go. It's hard firing people, unless sometimes they just make it easy and the choice is easy, right? Like you just got to get rid of them. I had a lady who was working for me and she literally got in a yelling match with a customer over nothing. And like the entire shopping center's coming out and and I was just like, look, that's not how I want to be portrayed here. Like that decision was easy. But a lot of times it's not that easy. And like you said, especially if you're in like a rougher neighborhood and there's a lot of things that, you're looking at the amount of work it's going to take to replace them,
yeah,
or if you're going to have to fill the shift until you can replace, like there's a lot of things to think about. Right. But like you said, you think about like Good to Great, the book, which is an awesome book, it's having the right people in the right seats, right, doing the job. And it really does, like you said, it kind of brightens up the aura of the business, the atmosphere. And a lot of times what happens if you have multiple employees and one is slacking off or doing things they shouldn't be doing or stuff, resentment starts to build up in the other
yeah,
employees.
yeah.
And talking about leadership, sometimes you just got to make that hard decision and have that hard conversation for the sake of the other employees who are doing the right things.
Yeah, that's spot on because I didn't realize how much it affected the other employees when I let this one person go. It just changed the attitude of the other employees. Like, hey, everybody's pulling their weight now, and yeah, that was a lesson that was interesting to learn.